Well, we had an election, as you know, 28th of September, and that election produced almost a 50% turnaround of the executive. New on the executive, of course, is two women, Natasha Chiklas and Ria Ludwaba, who've been in football. Both of them were club owners, Ria Stars and Sundowns, and bring not just the fact that they are women, but bring significant experience with them. Then we have Norman Arendse from Cape Town.
Sure.
You know, he's a senior advocate. And then we have Simpiwe Kaba from KZN, also an experienced lawyer from KZN. Then we have Kolile Kopela from the Eastern Cape, from OR Tambo, also a new member, brings significant experience with him. Then we have Mzimkulu Fina from Nelson Mandela Bay, also another new member with experience, David Bantu, who is coming from Ja'ar. So all over the country we have people with significant experience that strengthen the national executive. We start this term because football is played in cycles of 4 years. And this cycle ends with the World Cup in 2014 in Brazil. Now in that cycle, from the last World Cup, 2010, 2014, we see that in that period we failed to qualify for under 17 World Cup, failed to qualify for under 20 World Cup, failed to qualify for the 2012 Olympics in London, and now we also failed to qualify for the World Cup in Brazil. And we only participated in the African Cup of Nations because we hosted it. And so in that period, 2010, 2014, there's been no qualifications. Of course, the only one was Banyana for the Olympics in London.
Yes.
And then also Banyana went to the final in Equatorial Guinea.
Yeah.
So it is the women who performed, it's the men failed to perform. And for me, there are two reasons, two challenges that we have to address. One is that we have to make sure that we have structured competitions from juniors to seniors. And so we want in each, the structures of football starts with local football associations, whether it's Umlazi football, local football association, or New Brighton, or Langa, or Khayelitsha. We have to make sure, and there are 341 of them. So what we said is that in each of those local football associations, there must be structured junior competition, under 13, 15, 17 to start off with. And then if each one of the 341 local football association has 3 leagues of 10 teams, we'll have a total number of 10,230 teams in our country. And if we have boys and girls, men or women, we will have 20,660 junior teams. Now, as compared to Germany, they have 80,000. As compared to Spain, with a smaller population, they have 30,000. France, 40,000. So if you look at the international benchmark, this country must get up to a minimum of 40,000 junior teams.
Yes.
Ideally, we should have 50 to 60,000 junior teams. And so we have to start there and emphasize that the base must be organized, because anyone in development will tell you that the stronger the base, the higher the peak. in the plans they say that we need at least 100,000 coaches to have a ratio of 1 coach per 20 players in the country. Now, how many coaches do we have at the moment? Probably 8,000-10,000. So you have almost 1 coach for 200 kids. Now you can take a classroom. If you have 1 teacher for 200 learners in the class, what would be the results in that class? The second problem is that the quality of the teacher, the quality of the coach. We have, again, if you look at Spain, they have 12,000 coaches with an A license. England has got 10,000. We have 300. Now, it's just not that we don't have enough coaches, we don't have enough qualified coaches.
Yes.
So again, if you look at the class, now you sit with a teacher, he's sitting with 200 kids in the classroom, he has got the most basic qualification for teaching, because the majority of them have just the introductory course in coaching. So there's a second problem, in that last year the plans in the says we need to train 10,000 coaches a year. Last year we trained 460 attended, 464 attended, 102 dropped out. So only 362 continued. And of those 362, only 4 did the CAF B license. No one did the CAF A license, and all the others did the introductory course to coaching. Yesterday I had a meeting with Safa, the South African Football Coaches Association, and I asked them, look, this is the position in coaching. You are the Coaches Association, you exist for 21 years, and look at what's the position. So I said to them, no, I want you and the CEO of Safa to sit down. You must sign a memorandum of understanding or an agreement, and we must say, if 10,000 coaches a year is unrealistic, what is realistic? And what is your contribution as a Coaches Association?
Yes.
So that we can hold you accountable. Because if you don't do what you're supposed to do, why do you exist?
Yeah, exactly.
So we had that meeting yesterday, and they said, no, fine, they will sit down with the CEO. They will sign that agreement, and then they will bring the agreement so that the outcomes are very clear, both to the association and the Coaches Association.